First at 5, a shooting last night at a mobile home park on Madison's southeast side turned into a murder investigation. We'll have the latest information from police.
And it is homecoming week on the UW-Madison campus, and we're less than an hour away from the annual parade. We'll have a live report along the routes.
Plus, the final injury report is out for the Packers on Sunday. How much of the offensive line is still out? Our Packers senior writer Jason Wilde has the answer from Lambeau Field. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. We begin with a follow-up after that shooting last night at Dutch Mill Mobile Homes left one man dead.
Our Maren Rosen spoke to neighbors about the aftermath of the shooting.
This afternoon, I visited the neighborhood, and residents were shaken by the event, saying they never see violence like this in their quiet neighborhood.
We've always felt safe here, so nothing like this has never happened over here, and I've been here like over 15 years. So for this to happen, like just all of a sudden out the blue, like, yeah, like there's a lot of neighbors that are really concerned, but I really don't think we have a safety issue to really worry about.
The owner of Dutch Mills, who declined speaking on camera, said the neighborhood is full of long-term residents and families, and an incident like this was unexpected.
There's a lot of nice neighborhoods in Madison, and these things happen, and it just takes the morale down. People start to become not neighborly anymore. We all go into our shells again. I don't like that.
Concern for their safety and the atmosphere of the neighborhood is at the front of the residents' minds.
You know, after last night, the whole demeanor is going to change, and it does, because people are scared. You don't want to live like that in any neighborhood.
The 38-year-old man died at the scene, and the Madison Police Department are still investigating this incident as a homicide. Maren Rosen reporting for News 3 Now.
Thank you, Maren. We spoke with Madison Police Chief John Patterson this afternoon about this incident and whether there has been an increase of crime in the city.
We are trending behind where we were last year, so we're about 11% down when it comes to shots fired. So while clearly this week is, demanding a lot of our attention, a lot of our energy, we overall are still trending in a good place.
And Chief Patterson says if you have any information or camera footage, please contact Madison Police or Madison Area Crime Stoppers if you'd like to remain anonymous.
All right, now to your weekend forecast. A lot of things going on outdoors in the next couple of days. Alex, how about weather playing a role here with the Badger and Packer games looking pretty good, right?
Yep, both days are looking fantastic. We cleared out those showers this morning, even for the homecoming parade. Weather cannot be beat for this time of year as we enter into fall. Let's take a look at this fall-like weekend. Badger game, tailgate temperatures from the upper 50s to the mid 60s. At kickoff will be at 63 and then dipping down back into the 50s after the game. So it's going to be a very fall-like, this is what we would expect for this time of year in October for the Badger game. And that Packers game, temperatures, no changes here on Sunday. Mid to upper 60s. The clouds will be in the increase, and I think the better chance for showers are not going to be till much later on Sunday night. And we've still got a little frost in the forecast, so that fall-like chill still hanging in there for Juneau and Adams counties. Will we have any more frost this upcoming weekend? And when can we expect more rain? I'll let you know when I come back in 10 or so minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Alex. Well, welcome home, Badgers. Right now, alumni are back on campus to celebrate UW's homecoming week.
And a homecoming, always a busy weekend for the Badgers. There's meetups, a football game, and of course, the big parade. And our Tanisha Shaw joining us near the parade route right now. And Tanisha, this parade kicks off in less than an hour now.
Hi, Eric and Susan. Yes, the parade does kick off at 6. I know you're probably wondering, we're talking about a parade. Why in the world are you on a tractor, Tanasia? That's because this is not just any tractor. This is a tractor by the American Society of Agricultural and Biological Engineers here at UW. Get a look at this. It's Bucky, it's Badger, red and white, Badger Pride, all on this tractor. Just take a look at this. And this is my first time on a tractor, but let me tell you, this is the only tractor that I would want to be on during homecoming season, because look, you just feel the UW spirit. When you're looking at it, you can see the little pitchfork thing just waving back and forth at you. And I am here with somebody who planned the parade and talked to organizers for floats like this. This is Clara Mack. As we talked to her during our 4 p.m. shows, and she helps organize this parade. And Clara, there's a lot going on with the parade, but there's even more going on afterwards. So after the parade ends at 7:30, what can we expect?
Yeah, so the Alumni Association is hosting a block party and pep rally on the Memorial Union Terrace. There's going to be lots of spirit and lots of music. And then there's also going to be the multicultural yard show. And then I just got in from, shout out to Alex and Blaze. There's perfect weather today, so we are going to have fireworks. So make sure to make it to the terrace for those fireworks.
First of all, I love the shout out to our meteorologists. They work so hard, and that was literally so cute. So tell me, what are some of the cool things that we're going to see at this parade at 6 p.m.?
Yeah, so this is our 115th homecoming, and we're celebrating with the biggest parade we've had in the recent years. There's going to be, for the kids, there's going to be fire trucks, there's going to be tractors, there's going to be ambulances, there's going to be student organizations marching and there's going to be businesses. We can't wait for the UW marching band, our dance team, our cheerleading squad, and also, of course, Bucky Badger's going to be there. So make sure to be on State Street at 6 p.m.
Exactly. So we're truly showing off everything that UW has to offer. Listen, I'm so excited for this parade. This is my favorite time of the year here in Madison. It's just so, festive and traditional. Eric and Susan, I'm going to send it back to you for now. There'll be more tractors just like this during the homecoming parade. Thankfully, I will not be driving them. Everybody should be happy. There's going to be actual people who know how to drive these during the homecoming parade that kicks off at 6 p.m. But I'm going to send it back to y'all for now.
It is always a great time of year to have all these alums back in town. Tanisha, thank you so much. And the Madison Chamber of Commerce getting ready to host one of the biggest business events of the year, the 72nd annual dinner. 1,300 business and community leaders are expected to attend. This year's keynote speaker is Daryl Fairweather, the chief economist at real estate brokerage firm Redfin. Chamber CEO Zach Brandon says the theme of this year's annual dinner is Switch, which sets the tone for the next chapter of growth in Madison.
It's important because this is the room where, as I said, the tracks get laid. This is where the conversations happen. And so for those in the community that are interested in understanding what the next 25 years look like and how we build a better version of who we are and get to where we want to be, it all starts in that room on October 21st. Well, when it comes to the dinner, hurry. There are only 48 tickets left, and so 1,300 people will be there. So the vast majority of tickets are gone, and so if you are interested, you should go to our website now.
Well, it might be less than 48 by now. The Chamber dinner is set to take place at Monona Terrace. It's October 21st. To secure one of those remaining few tickets, go to madisonbiz.com.
The Madison Housing Coalition is partnering with AARP Wisconsin. The collaboration is part of Madison Housing Week. The event runs from October 19th through the 25th. It's an opportunity for all Madisonians to learn and advocate for affordable housing solutions as the city continues to grow. AARP Wisconsin says it's focused on more housing choices.
We know that a large majority of the population in Wisconsin and in Madison are 1- and 2-person households living in 3- and 4-bedroom homes that just don't need that much space. And it's particularly as you grow older, you just need a much smaller space to take care of and maintain.
AARP supports zoning changes and ordinances that allow for more affordable housing options, including the ability for people to build so-called granny flats on their property. Those are structures where aging loved ones can live instead of being pushed into nursing homes.
Imagine every penny you spent on a new house going to help children who are battling cancer. Thanks to local builder Victory Homes and First Weber Real Estate, St. Jude Hospital and Research Center will get every penny of the proceeds from this beautiful home in Waunakee. And today, we got a sneak peek at this house on Wind Drive in Waunakee.
Pressure's a privilege, right? Like there's a lot of pressure when you're doing something for these little kids. And we wanted to make sure that we were doing it right. But it's been great, very rewarding.
While the house isn't part of Parade of Homes, realtors will be hosting showings during the Fall Parade of Homes, which is all this weekend and next. The house is 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths with a gym and a wet bar in the basement. It's on sale for $1.4 million. Again, all for a great cause. And you can head to channel3000.com for a more complete video of the home. News 3 Now, a proud sponsor of this project. We'll be sure to keep you posted when that home sells as well.
Well, the Packers are just days away now from taking on the Bengals at Lambeau Field, and there's still some uncertainty for the Green and Gold's offense.
Now, let's just say we're fortunate it's the Bengals at this point. News 3 Now, senior Packers writer Jason Wilde has more on who may and may not play.
Not one, not two, but 3 Packers offensive linemen, starters, are listed as questionable for Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals here at Lambeau Field. Left tackle Rasheed Walker, who has a quadriceps injury, left guard Aaron Banks, who's been dealing with a groin injury since the start of the season, and right tackle Zach Tom, who's had an oblique injury that he suffered in the opener against the Lions. All 3 are listed as questionable, but not all questionable listings are created equal. All 3 could be able to play on Sunday, but Zach Tom did tell us that unlike his game in Cleveland, when he was only able to play 1 snap before the pain was too much, he believes he can go the distance against the Bengals. Also, kicker Brandon McManus is questionable with his quadriceps injury, although he told us earlier in the week he expects to kick as well. We'll have all the injury updates and all your coverage of the Packers on our website, channel3000.com, for free. And while you're there, remember to check out our Packers newsletter and sign up so you can get our coverage delivered directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. And don't forget, you can watch the Packers take on the Bengals right here on Channel 3 this Sunday. Kickoff is set for 3:25.
But tomorrow night first, the Badgers will take on Iowa at Camp Randall. Kickoff is 6. Hawkeyes have beaten the Badgers now the last 3 years. Once again, a look at our staff picks. Susan, Tanasia, and I all in agreement that the underdog Badgers will pull off the upset in a close one. Alex, who is known for his predictions, he has Iowa sneaking past Wisconsin 25-17 in this one. Let's hope he's wrong. An over 100-year-old Verona resident takes to the skies to celebrate the special occasion. Naldine Knabel turned 102 years young this week, and she took the 2nd airplane ride of her life at Maury Field in Middleton this week. She took her very first flight last year, her 101st birthday. Naldine says she is very thankful for the experience.
Let somebody else experience something that they've never done before. It just brings you glory.
Every day is a blessing.
That's right.
Thankful to be here.
That's right.
Organizers say the first flight meant so much to Naldine that she has been talking about it all year long. Those are great experiences.
There's your inspiration for a Friday afternoon. Next at 5, the federal government begins laying off workers.
And Israel starts to withdraw forces from Gaza as President Trump prepares to visit the Middle East this weekend.
And later at 5, movie theaters are going back in time with their showings. We'll tell you how they're using classics to draw in the crowds.
And the president's threat of tariffs again on China sends Wall Street into a tailspin. The Dow losing 879 points. The Nasdaq tumbles a massive 3.5%, down 820 points. S&P falls almost 183. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Israel and Hamas have begun the first phase of a peace deal in Gaza.
This comes as President Trump is preparing to take a trip to the region this weekend. Israeli forces started withdrawing troops from parts of Gaza earlier today, starting a 72-hour clock for Hamas to release all of the remaining Israeli hostages. President Trump planning to address Israel's parliament and be on hand for the expected release of hostages.
The hostages will be coming back Monday or Tuesday. I'll probably be there. I hope to be there, and we're planning on leaving sometime Sunday, and I look forward to it.
The U.S. military will also help stabilize Gaza with 200 service members working at a coordination center in Israel to monitor the ceasefire and help the flow of humanitarian aid into Gaza.
The Trump administration is issuing reduction in force notices to various federal agencies as congressional lawmakers continue to trade blame over the government shutdown. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson faced tough questions from C-SPAN viewers, including a military family expecting to miss a paycheck come October 15th.
You could be the one that could say military's getting paid.
If we did another a vote on the floor to pay troops, it's not a lawmaking exercise because Chuck Schumer is going to hold that up in the Senate.
SNAP and WIC recipients nationwide are set to feel the pinch within weeks due to a pause in nutrition benefits. The impasse has already put a strain on the TSA and the Federal Air Traffic Control System with an increase in sick-outs.
Well, there are a few showers this morning. I even heard a rumble of thunder. Did you hear that? Alex, we're going to see any more rain soon.
We are on Mondays. We go from later Sunday, especially Monday during the day. That's when the First Storm Weather Team is tracking that next batch of rain. Let's quick track it here now using Future Track. Showers very, very late Sunday night out to the west towards the Mississippi River. Moving to the east, they peak right over the area right around 12 o'clock as a cold front comes through southern Wisconsin. They sweep off to the east by the time we get to the evening hours on Monday. So it's a quick batch of showers that will come through Monday morning going on into Monday afternoon. Just like Eric said, a couple places snuck a couple of showers, maybe a half inch just west of Lone Rock, 2/10 up towards Plain, just a 1/10 of an inch around Watertown. So very sparse areas saw rainfall. The highest total just south of Madison, maybe near Belleville, coming in estimated at almost an inch, but a lot of places stayed dry, as we were mentioning last night, likely would be the case. Speaking of dry, we have our drought monitor. I want to keep pointing this out here. We've been forecasting and predicting the expansion of abnormally dry conditions, and now we even have moderate drought conditions, Monroe over towards Footville and Janesville. So this means business here. We're heading into a pattern that's continually dry. My forecast is here, unfortunately, we're going to see the continuation, the expansion of these abnormally dry conditions if we can't get this weather pattern to turn around and become a bit more on the wet side. But we've got some good stuff to talk about, too. 66 on Saturday. Mild. The winds will be light. We'll do 70 on Sunday with those showers building in very, very late on Sunday night. Badger game again here. Tailgate tomorrow, 58 to 65. Sunny skies, light winds, 63 at kickoff. After the game, we'll dip down into the 50s. So you might need that light red jacket, as I've been mentioning these past couple of games. And that light green or gold jacket will do you well here at the Packers game. Temperatures well into the 60s with partly cloudy conditions at kickoff, halftime, and at the end of the game with some clouds on the increase. But I do think the showers are not going to impact the game at all. Tonight, temperatures mid-30s to the north, just cool enough to the north up towards Camp Douglas over towards Adams that we have a frost advisory in place. The rest of southern Wisconsin, just a seasonably cool night. But again, frost advisory 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturday, well north of Madison, north of the Dells up towards Juneau and Adams counties. Tomorrow with the 66s and the 67s will battle in southern Wisconsin with the sunny conditions prevailing out there. Beautiful day on Saturday, beautiful on Sunday. Temperatures staying in the 60s through much of next week. Lows in the 40s, so we're not going to see any frosty conditions after we get through tonight. Maybe a good chance of rain as we head towards that following weekend. And here's our viewer photo. This is fog. If you look closely enough, we have a bank of fog right in the middle of that photo. This is in Browntown near the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Thanks, Aaron, for sending us this photo. Susan, Eric?
All right, and set your reminder for the Alex Harrington Show. Actually, we've called it the Winter Ready Special. It hits your screen next Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. on Channel 3. Very important show for you to watch here, folks. You learn why bitter cold and heavy snow may be less common, how winter alerts are issued, how recent winters affect our pets, and what to expect in southern Wisconsin this winter season.
Wednesday at 6:30, right after the 6 o'clock newscast. Still ahead at 5, more and more Americans are joining the streaming world. We'll tell you how theaters are going back in time to try to draw in the crowds.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A move over Marvel. What's old is new again when it comes to the big screen.
As many of us opt to stream movies at home, theaters are heading back into the archives to sell tickets. Gwen Baumgartner has the story from Los Angeles.
The lines are unforgettable.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
The characters iconic.
I am Dorothy.
More and more Hollywood classics are getting a second act.
I'll be back.
The old box office hits are returning to theaters in a new bid to sell more seats.
This is a big shift this year.
J.D. Connor is a cinema professor at USC.
Movie theaters are trying everything. Discount Wednesdays, the loyalty programs, all these things seem to be moving the needle, but the revival screenings where they can guarantee a pretty full house, that seems to be working a lot.
Hollywood's TCL Chinese Theater is showing Apollo 13, marking its 30th anniversary. Jim came for the matinee.
I'm retired now, so I can go
whenever I want.
Avatar and Toy Story are back on nearby screens, and not just for the sake of nostalgia.
Houston, we have a problem.
Movie theaters are struggling to find content.
Runtimes have drastically shortened.
AMC CEO Adam Aron says a typical new release used to run in theaters about 74 days. Post-pandemic, that shrunk to about 45. And if the studio sees a flop, they might pull it after just 17 days. That leaves a pretty wide opening for new audiences to see the greats gathering dust on the shelf in their big screen glory.
The experience is just totally different. So I wish they would bring more movies back.
Bringing the classics back to the future.
You kids are going to love it.
Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Some great lines in there. Alex with a final check of the weekend forecast after this short break. Well, coming up tonight at 6, continuing coverage as police investigate after a man was killed at the Dutch Mill Mobile Homes on Madison's southeast side. We'll have that story and more top of the hour. Join us for News 3 Now at 6. Finally, tonight, a group of young Chicago students took a very special field trip this week to the Vatican. As the world waited to see who would be the next pope back in May, these kids at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Academy held their own mock conclave. They chose Pope Augustus Wilk.
And just days later, to their surprise, the real conclave chose Chicago's own Robert Prevost, of course, now Pope Leo XIV. On Wednesday, the students led by Pope Augustus, also known as fifth grader Augie Wilk, had special seats for a public papal audience, and they had a meet and greet with Pope Leo himself.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
From their own neck of the woods. Alex is back. Final check of the forecast, and we're getting ready for a lot of important events this weekend, especially on campus.
Yep, the campus, even tonight, the homecoming game. Perfect weather for that. Campus tomorrow for the Badger game. Can't be beat, 66 degrees, light winds. 70 on Sunday, a bit of a breeze, but that's not going to hurt anything. Even up in Lambeau Field, temperatures are going to be in the upper 60s. We stay at or above normal temperature-wise all the way through the 10-day period. The next best chances for rain will be Monday of next week and then that following weekend, and no frost. So the frost should be done for a while. So that's
good
a plus.
stuff. Enjoy it, everybody. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Thanks for watching at 5. The CBS Evening News is coming up next.
And we'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. You can always find us streaming 24/7 at Channel 3000 Plus. We'll be back at 6.